is KCAL News, Los Angeles.
A strong winter storm has taken over the Southland. Heavy rain, wind, snow, and flash flood warnings are up. Travel has become a nightmare for commuters.
Cars almost buried underwater and drivers searching for help. That was earlier on the 5 freeway in Sun Valley, which you saw. And if you plan on hitting the road tonight, you might want to think twice because this system isn't letting up anytime soon.
And here's a live look at our next weather radar right now as a system holds steady across Southern California. Welcome to KCAL News at 4. Hi, everyone. I'm Susie Sa.
And I'm Juan Fernandez. We're live across the Southland from the coast to the mountains and tracking the storm with team coverage in the Weather Center. We begin with meteorologist Markina Brown and our next weather forecast. Markina.
Hey there, guys. Good afternoon. Yeah, this storm is certainly giving us a wallop, and now we are dealing with flash flooding. We've got a flash flood warning in effect, as you can see here from Santa Barbara all the way down to the San Gabriel Mountains. This goes through 10 o'clock tonight. A flash flood warning means flash flooding is already occurring. We are talking about places that have already seen up to 3 and 4 inches of rain, receiving an additional 2 to 5 possibly before this is all said and done. As you can see, this includes North Hollywood, Pasadena, Griffith Park, places like Universal City, Van Nuys, Beverly Hills, Alhambra, and Encino, just to name a few. When we take a look at what's going on the radar, it is just simply a lot of moisture. We knew that today would be the day where we would see the heavy rain, the heavy snow, and we'll also be monitoring gusty winds. And that is indeed what's going on. As I zoom in here a little bit closer, you can see that the folks in Pasadena and Glendora and Rancho Cucamonga are looking at pretty heavy rain. We're talking about ½ an inch to an inch of rain an hour in these places. This is what we're looking at rain-wise now, but what should you expect as we head toward the rest of the night tonight into tomorrow and beyond? For that, we go to meteorologist Evelyn Taft. She has the answer. Hey, Ev.
Hey, Markina, and we are getting a look at your timeline right here. And as we do, well, this is what's happening tonight. We're looking at very heavy rain, flooding, mudslides a possibility. As Markina was just mentioning, we've got that flash flood warning in effect through 10 p.m. and very strong southerly winds. This is going to be a big part of the equation over the next few days. As we take a closer look at what's happening tomorrow, Saturday, we're expecting rain and showers not as heavy as where we've been. Thunderstorms a possibility and much lower snow levels heading our way again. So snow levels have lifted a little bit. And of course, I'll be focusing on the snow throughout the hour here, showing you exactly what to expect snow-wise and of course, accumulation-wise as well. Scattered showers tomorrow night, colder temperatures, and there's that snow level that could go right back down again to 1,500 feet. So any leftover rain could turn to snow as low as 1,500 feet. Now, speaking of snow, I do want to get a look at snowfall totals so far. Really impressive. Bear Mountain, 45 inches. Snow Valley, 36 inches of snow, which is unbelievable. 3 feet to be exact. Running Springs, 26 inches. Green Valley Lake, 15 inches, just above a foot, and Mountain High 16 inches. So I know, of course, the urge is to run up to the mountains and maybe get up on Bear Mountain or go to Snow Valley or Mountain High. We want to be mindful. Of course, we're watching the roads, and we're going to have more on that coming up in just a little bit. But for now, Susie, Juan, back to you.
All right, Evelyn, Markina, thank you. Well, that storm is rolling through the Inland Empire where it's slow going on the Cajon Pass.
That's right. Interstate 15 up to the high desert had some snow earlier today, but it's clear right now. KCAL News reporter Rena Nakano is live in the pass this afternoon with more. Rena.
Hey, good afternoon, you guys. Yeah, coming up the 15th today, we did see a couple of spinouts, so definitely be careful out there. But as for the traffic right now, take a look. Things are looking pretty slow up here in the Cajon Pass. We're up at around 3,000 feet, and right now, all we are seeing is rain. Well, that's basically what it's been all day. Take a look at this video. Steady rain came down through the Inland Empire along the 15 freeway, all the way from around Norco to about the Cajon Pass. As we came into higher elevation, the rain definitely got stronger, and that meant, of course, traffic became much slower. Now, if you look at the traffic maps right now, it's pretty much going to be all red in both directions within the Cajon Pass. So if you're coming this way, definitely give yourself some extra time. Now, at the summit we were at earlier, which is about 4,200 feet elevation, we saw some light snow, but it was not sticking. The thing that's really slowing drivers down here is the construction up there, as well as the rain making the roads really slick. So back out here live, we are at the 138 exit along the I-15 along the Cajon Pass, and we just want to say this is something to mention. McDonald's right here. This is our live shot location. The parking lot is empty because it is closed. I know this is a very popular place for people to grab a burger, use the restroom, take a little break, but unfortunately it is closed right now. So for drivers coming up or down this way, and if you want to grab a burger, you probably have to go to another location. Live out here in the Cajon Pass, I'm Rena Nakano, KCAL News.
All right, Rena, thank you so much. And take a look at all the snow on the Grapevine. It's been closed all day and may not reopen until tomorrow, in fact. KCAL News reporter Rachel Kim live in Castaic this afternoon, where cars are being stopped. Rachel?
Yeah, Susie, we're along Interstate 5. Behind us, you can see that the northbound traffic is being turned around onto the southbound lanes at Lake Hughes Road, and that is because the Grapevine, it is still closed in both directions at this point. I just spoke with CHP, and they tell me that it is raining up there right now, which is helping to melt the ice and snow, but the problem is all the runoff water. So as they deal with that mess, they are asking drivers to avoid coming up this way.
They're plowing the roads up there, laying the brine down in order to make it safe for the commuters.
As Caltrans crews work to clear the snow and ice on the Grapevine, commuters who needed to drive over it discovered it was closed.
So I've been patiently waiting and waiting.
Around 1:30 this morning, the CHP closed Interstate 5 through the Cajon Pass from Grapevine Road to Parker Road because of conditions like this. Caltrans said their crews are dealing with a 20-mile stretch of snow. Over a foot of it fell at some of the corridor's highest elevations.
I have been here since 3 o'clock this morning.
We met David Morton 7 hours later in Castaic, where some commuters waited for the Grapevine to be reopened. While many trucks and vehicles headed northbound slowly but surely turned around at Lake Hughes Road, David couldn't. He has to get to a motorsports race near Bakersfield, where his driver is waiting anxiously.
I am the crew chief, I'm the spotter, I put the car together, and he is unfortunately sitting in the trailer with his helmet saying, "Where's Dave? Where's Sean? Where's my team?"
By the time we met truck driver Bobby Guerrero, he'd been waiting 5 hours.
Yeah, and then I seen them start turning trucks or vehicles around and going back. And my boss wants me to wait it out because they need this concrete for the bridge for a railroad.
You got an important haul here. So, Bobby, what are you doing in the meantime?
Just sitting here listening to my radio, listening to news, watching TV.
Castaic resident John Gugurovich works in Monrovia, but he wasn't in a rush at all.
If you have a choice like I do today, I'm just taking a day off.
The CHP tells me they were looking at the possibility of doing some escorts, but no time frame on that just yet. Now, as for that runoff water I was telling you about earlier, the CHP says the problem with that is as the evening progresses, as the temperatures drop, of course, there's a good chance that water may ice over again. So until authorities deem it safe, they are going to continue to shut down the Grapevine in both directions. Reporting live in Castaic, Rachel Kim, KCAL News.
And it's going to be a while, Rachel. Thank you. Well, it's been raining all day in the San Gabriel Valley, and now there are concerns about potential mud flows in the burn areas. There's even a yellow alert where the fish fire was last year. And that's where KCAL News reporter Jasmine Veal is live now to show us what it looks like right now. Jazz?
Yeah, it has been raining nonstop. We were getting drenched out here. So in January, with all those heavy rains, we had mud coming off the hillside right up to the top of these barriers. You can see that is not the case right now, but this is why it is back under that yellow alert. No cars or trash cans can be here on Mel Canyon because of the concern for the debris and those mud flows. So Mel Canyon is closed. We also went up to Mount Baldy with some very dangerous driving conditions there. Pouring rain in the San Gabriel Valley Friday.
It's a deluge. It is a lot of rain.
Up in the San Gabriel Mountains in the community of Mount Baldy, cars socked in by the snow. Schools canceled.
It's been canceled for the past 2 days. It's been great. Here you go.
Thank you. Only locals were eating at the Mount Baldy Lodge as this road closure kept non-residents from going up the mountain.
They are expecting blizzard conditions possibly, so they're just trying to keep everybody safe.
They just plowed, but you can see how quickly the snow is sticking back here to the road.
The last time we've seen this much snow was Christmas time 2019.
Forecasters say as much as 8 feet of snow could fall up here this week from the storm. Below the snow line, more heavy rain and cold temperatures.
Hail, snow in the Inland Empire. Now that I have never seen, ever. When I woke up this morning, I had ice everywhere, all over my windshield. I was just like, wow.
With more still to come.
Not done yet.
So back out here live again, this road is closed and the Mount Baldy Road is closed at Mountain Avenue all the way through the weekend, I'm told, and they're going to just reassess what the weather does here in Duarte to see how long this closure will remain in effect. Live here in Duarte, Jasmine Veal, KCAL News.
Jasmine, thank you. And we want to see the weather in your area. Go to kcalnews.com/share to send us your video and pictures, and we'll share them in our newscasts. Still ahead here at 4, storm safety.
Yeah, the rain has been consistent all day and will stay that way. We have a check on your traffic and some road safety tips ahead.
There are 4 severe weather alerts here in the South Bay, but many like these guys are taking a beach attitude to it all. I'm Tina Ezzedine with a look next.
So much to cover today. Wind, rain, snow. Coming up, meteorologist Evelyn Taff is on snow patrol, and I'll be monitoring the rain. Everything you need to know coming up.
KCAL News is sponsored by Toyota of Glendora.
Well, a wet day in Studio City, heavy rain and flooded streets. This is off Laurel Canyon and Woodbridge. Still, people were walking out or walking their dogs outside, but those drivers had some high waters to deal with. Let's get a check of your Friday traffic now.
KCAL's Robert Dubucky joins us now with total traffic.
Yeah, thanks. It's really looking pretty heavy out there on the roads. Lots of red on the map as we look at where the weather is wreaking havoc. But we're really watching the 5 freeway in the Grapevine because everything is shut down there as we expected. Snow and ice on the roads, all lanes closed. Just north of Castaic on the 5 freeway northbound. The 14 still open at this time, but that may change. CHP advising drivers to take the 126 west to the 101 north to get around this closure. And then we have an emergency closure on the 15 in the Cajon Pass as well. Not a full closure, but 2 lanes blocked in each direction between Oak Hill and Joshua Street. With your next traffic report, I'm Robert Dubucky.
Robert, thanks so much. KCAL News is keeping you covered on the roads. One of our photographers is out and about right now. This is Burbank, if you can make it out. It is very gloomy out there. But so far it is slow, but luckily, Susie, it looks like smooth sailing on the streets there, right?
You know, I hate to say it, but today, you know, it was actually comforting driving slowly out on the roads because of the danger out there. You know, you usually want to just, you know, go on by and speed on by, but really today was really the day to
take it nice and easy.
Exactly.
Those puddles will get you too.
Yeah.
All right, the rain and wind are a miserable combination over at the beach.
Yeah, you can barely see the beach on the right side of your screen. As KCAL News reporter Tina Ezzedine shows us, no one was on the sand today.
That's true. Look at that.
With the winds and the rain, it's no day at the beach.
Born and raised here in the South Bay. So yeah, we don't get a lot of this.
Not a soul in sight at the Manhattan Beach Pier, save for the coin collector and the cable guy. In this case, you could actually say someone broke the internet. He's working to restore it. Gotta get done. The rain struggle is real, whether it's with an umbrella or without one.
I'm over it. I'm honestly not a rain person, so I'm a Southern Californian and it's not for me.
It's all relative, this rain. When you're a Boston boy born and raised, it's short season in SoCal. Always.
Oh, it's been beautiful. Exactly what I was expecting with the weather when coming to LA.
He may think so, but many in the Southland don't. There are 4 severe weather alerts here in the South Bay for floods, high wind, and high surf. Then there's the practical perspective.
I think it's good. I think we need it. I just hope my backyard doesn't flood.
Have weather.
Let's just put up with it and do our best, right?
Will travel. In Manhattan Beach, Tina Ezzedine, KCAL News.
Well, the rain staying steady throughout the night and into tomorrow, causing concerns in the burn areas.
That's not to mention the massive amounts of snow in our mountains and much more to come. Let's get back to our next weather team tracking it all. We begin with meteorologist Markina Brown.
Hey there, guys. Yeah, you know, I have to start and reiterate the fact that we've got a flash flood warning in effect, and it is for an extensive area here. So I got to point it out again. We are looking at the possibility of flash flooding occurring right now from Santa Barbara to Ojai, Santa Clarita Valley. This includes the basin. That means the valleys, North Hollywood, Pasadena. We are looking at maybe even Beverly Hills, Chatsworth, San Dimas, West Covina, all experiencing the possibility of flash flooding happening right now. Yesterday at this time, I was at least able to track for you the fact that some folks were dry and I could track where the rain was going. Not the case today, because just about everybody is seeing rain, and we are seeing heavy rain in some areas here. If I go in a little bit closer, we take you into places like East Pasadena, San Marino. We're looking at the streets here of Arcadia. They are seeing moderate to heavy rainfall. We are looking at East Foothill Boulevard seeing moderate to heavy rain. Huntington Drive in San Marino also seeing moderate to heavy rain. We take you to West Foothill Boulevard right in Azusa. Heavy rain for you, along with the folks in Irwindale. We look at some of the latest rain totals here, and we are looking at just so far almost 3 inches of rain for Pacoima. Encino over 3 inches, downtown LA about 1.5 inches, Duarte at about 1.88 inches, so just under 2, and lots of folks are seeing oodles and oodles of rain, and we are not done yet. So much so that along with the warning, we have a flood watch that is in effect for just about everybody here as we go through Saturday. So that is the rain end of things. It is obviously wet, 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 but we are also monitoring the snow. Meteorologist Evelyn Taft is on snow patrol. She's going to give you the latest, because remember, we've got a very rare blizzard warning in effect, Ev.
Markina, that's exactly right. We're getting a look at that blizzard warning, and take a look at all of the orange on your screen right there. This entire area, the LA County Mountains, Ventura County Mountains. We are also looking at the San Bernardino and Riverside County Mountains under this blizzard warning that remains in effect until 4 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. So we are in it right now. We could see wind gusts up to 80 miles per hour, and we're looking at blowing snow, whiteout conditions, less than 1/4 mile or less, for at least a few hours at a time. Take a look at satellite radar right here. We're tracking snow. Again, like Markina mentioned, I am on snow patrol tonight, and we are seeing quite a bit of snow on your way to Wrightwood, into Wrightwood. And Wrightwood could really be the winner as far as snow totals go. Once everything is said and done, we could see maybe 6+ feet of snow. Big Bear getting hit with a lot of snow right now as well, and Crestline looking at very heavy rain on the 15, and it starts to shift to snow. That's what the pink on your screen is, the rain snow mix. And then yes, we are looking at a lot of snow as we head into Big Bear, and snow levels still quite low. They're rising for now 4,000 to 6,000 feet, but then lowering to 2,000 feet, maybe even 1,500 feet by tomorrow. By Saturday, tomorrow again, very low snow levels. That does mean we could see snow in the Santa Clarita Valley and the Inland Empire as well. We're going to track all conditions rain-wise, snow-wise, and we'll have your hour-by-hour forecast coming up in just a little bit. It's really going to intensify still. We're in the thick of it right now. Juan, Susie, back to you.
It's a long night. Evelyn, thank you. Coming up here at 4, flooded roads in the valley and dangerous driving conditions on freeways. We'll get a check on your traffic with Mike Rogers and what areas to avoid next.
And I am assignment editor Mike Rogers at the desk. We're monitoring not only what Juan was just talking about, but that heavy snow up in the mountains also causing traffic problems. Our Storm Watch coverage continues after the break.
KCAL News is sponsored by Nissan. Shop nissanusa.com for great offers.
Back to our Storm Watch coverage now. Wet weather causing all kinds of issues across the Southland.
Assignment editor Mike Rogers at the desk, where all this information is gathered, with more on these problems. Mike?
Hi, Juan and Susie. Yeah, our main problems right now are roadway related. Luckily, we're not seeing too many actual damage because of the storm, although I will tell you we're monitoring a situation in Panorama City right now where a tree has come down onto a home. So we're working to get a photographer over there. It doesn't sound like there's any injuries, but I do want to take you outside to the roads right now. This is a live look from the northbound 5 freeway at Avery Park Parkway, you can see lots of wet weather there, some of that water pooling up near the center divider there. And that's really what's causing a majority of the issues we're having, people going too fast, hydroplaning, spinning out. I want to take you to a much different scene here, though. This is up in the mountains at Twin Peaks. This is that intersection that I've been watching for the last couple days, and you see that camera shaking around and the snow really starting to pile up there underneath those traffic lights. So that has gotten significantly more problematic up there. You see this car is going to navigate the intersection here. That's why they're really asking people, you have to have chains no matter what if you're up there. And if you don't have to, again, please don't. As we come out to my computer here, I want to show you kind of some of the issues up there in the mountains where these train controls are. And look, they've actually even closed the 18 and the 330. This is new. This just popped up. So the main roads here between Twin Peaks, Crestline, Lake Arrowhead, and Big Bear Lake is actually closed right now, making travel up there even harder. 330 actually closed at the bottom of the mountain here in Highland. So that's a new issue that we're going to be monitoring, but that road completely closed now. We've also been telling you the Grapevine is closed. That remains in place. You can take the 101. I will tell you, though, it gets really heavy into Santa Barbara here. The better alternate may be the 14 up to the 58 to go up through Bakersfield. No matter which way you split it, though, it is a long way around to get around these closures. It's just best to stay home if you can, Juan and Susie.
Smart idea. Mike, thanks so much. Our Storm Watch coverage continues in just a couple of minutes.
Next, we're headed to Phelan.
Yeah, find the storm, they said. It'll be great TV. Okay, I'll do it. We found it. I'll tell you exactly where we are, and I really need some snow goggles. I may have to turn this camera around, but we'll see you in just a few minutes.
Oh, Joey.
This is KCAL News, Los Angeles.
Now at 4, this winter storm soaking the San Fernando Valley with rain and causing chaos for commuters. This is video of a flooded intersection in North Hollywood. We're told some drivers are stranded. Of course, as we've said, a flash flood warning is in effect until 10 p.m. for much of LA County and parts of Ventura County as well.
The reason? These areas of green and red on our next weather radar. You can see the storm sweeping across the Southland right now. Let's get right to our meteorologists teaming up for our next weather forecast. We begin with meteorologist Markina Brown. Hey, Markina.
Hey there, here we go. This radar is active. It's all lit up. We are looking at yellows and greens and blues and pinks. That is because we are seeing literally a potpourri of weather. Any kind of weather you can think of, we are pretty much seeing, with the exception of thunderstorms, which is a possibility. We'll keep an eye on it for you, but we take a look at your satellite radar composite and we see the moderate rainfall to heavy rainfall falling in places like Arcadia, Irwindale, Temple City, right along the 210, the folks in San Antonio Heights, Rachel, Cucamonga, Fontana, right along the 210, even further, San Bernardino, you are looking at the same, going in a little bit closer to neighborhoods here, Monrovia, Butler, Mayflower Village, Irwindale, right along South Irwindale Avenue. We are seeing moderate to heavy rainfall. The folks at West Foothill Boulevard, right outside Azusa, also seeing moderate to heavy rainfall. The other side of the coin that we haven't mentioned are the winds. We are looking at pretty gusty winds right now, but they are not at their gustiest, if that is a word. We are going to see the winds increase as we go through the evening. We are looking at winds gusting at about 16 miles an hour for the folks in Oxnard at the moment. That will increase. The folks in Camarillo at 18 right now, along with Van Nuys. We've got them gusting up to 22 for Burbank and 16 for Riverside. So that is a look at what we're doing wind-wise, but because they are going to increase, we need to talk more about the winds and what you should specifically expect as we head toward the rest of the evening and into tomorrow. And for that, we go to my colleague, meteorologist Evelyn Taft. Ev.
Markina, we do have those wind advisories in place right now. We also have high wind warnings in the high desert, and in our mountain communities, we could get gusts up to 80 miles per hour as these southerly winds come through. This wind advisory is actually blanketing most of Southern California from the IE to Orange County in the basin. So everybody under that common denominator of wind, at least through our Saturday. Now, as we get a look at your wind futurecast, you will see 20+ mile per hour winds as we head into the next few hours. 30+ miles per hour. What you're not seeing in the mountains, indicated by the magenta on your screen, that's where we could see 70, even 80-mile-per-hour winds. We're going to stay windy overnight, and by tomorrow, we are expecting to still see some wind in the forecast before things die down a little bit. We're also talking snow coming up in a little bit. I want to take you through your snow futurecast and rain futurecast, show you exactly what to expect and when as we move into the weekend. But for now, Juan, Susie, back to you.
Got it all. Evelyn, thanks. Take a look at the LA River here, raging waters from the storm. The river's normally quiet and slow, right? Well, it is now filled and flowing with rainwater. Let's check out how the storm is impacting our roads.
Yeah, KCAL's Robert Dubucky joins us now with next traffic. Robert, it's a mess out there.
Yeah, lots going on the road, starting with the 15 freeway. Snowy conditions reported through the Cajon Pass and on the north end. Between the Cajon Junction and Hesperia, we have emergency closures of 2 left lanes in each direction. Northbound 15 right now, travel time from Kenwood to the 395, looking at a 58-minute drive. The 330 also shut down right now between Highland Avenue and the 18. 18 also now closed between Big Bear and Lake Arrowhead. And of course, we're watching the 5 freeway through the Grapevine. Still fully closed, expected to be closed throughout the evening and into tomorrow because of snow and ice on the roads. The 14 remains open at this time, but that may change as well. With your next traffic report, I'm Robert Dubucky.
All right, Robert, thank you so much. And KCAL News is keeping you covered on our roads. One of our photographers is out and about right now. This is in North Hollywood. We just showed you some flooding out there, and it continues to be widespread in the valley. So if you are headed this way, please do take some extra precautions. Boy. Well, people in the high desert getting hit by this intense storm.
First came the rain, then the snow. KCAL News reporter Joy Benedict is live and feeling surrounded by all that snow. How you feeling, Joy?
I mean, I'm feeling kind of cold over here and feeling, since you asked, but I need like a big drum set. No, my weather radar is flashing white just everywhere, and that is because the snow is coming down. But we had to shift a little bit because they've been talking a lot about the winds, and it can feel like teeny tiny little snowballs being thrown at your face constantly, thanks to Mother Nature, because the high winds are really moving the snow. But let me show you the road behind us. This is the 138. We were in Phelan right before the turnoff to Wrightwood, where they do require chains on your tires. So that's important to know if you feel like driving up here. Things seem to be moving okay right now on the 138. They've had a lot of trucks, Caltrans out here trying to clear this road and keep it clear. But take a look at this video from right here in Phelan as the snow has been falling for quite some time. A lot of folks finding it difficult to get around. A few of them actually enjoying it, especially a couple of young people who come up, grab some snowballs and do what they can, because it is really nice to see the snow in Southern California, especially for those that don't get to see it very often. And so that does have a lot of folks coming up here just to look for the snow. Many of them are being turned around as they try to get to Wrightwood, but they realize they don't have to go all the way up the mountain because the snow is right here.
Snow, this is what we love, right? We say we do it till we get here. And then it's, oh my God, we're not built for this.
I love it because I'm from the San Fernando Valley originally. We don't get this ever. So this is terrific.
And you don't have a winter hat?
No. Well, she's got my winter hat right now.
So you gave the winter hat to the granddaughter and just put a plastic bag on your
That's
head.
right, pretty much. There's a hat under here somewhere. But...
Why are you so excited?
It's snowing! It's my first time.
It's your first time seeing snow? What do you think of it?
I like it!
Of course she does, but I will say she was not out here very long. I want to show you one more video because this isn't the only place that has seen the white stuff up here today. This is some video from Palmdale at about 5 a.m. in the morning. They did see some snow come down. Our photographer happened to be up and grabbed some shots there for us so that you could see it. But then once the sun rose, it quickly turned into rain. And it was been a very steady rainfall all day long up there in Palmdale. Things are definitely wet, but thankfully the temperature is staying warm enough that the roads don't seem to be icing as of right now. But of course, as the sun goes down and the temperatures drop, that can always be a different story. Back out here live in Phelan again, looking at the roads there. We've got a truck right there putting sand down and obviously scooping that snow away, or at least trying to. They spent a lot of time yesterday and the day before working with the brine. The brine is that mixture that goes on the roadway that hopefully stops the ice from forming. And then once the snow comes down, they move into the snow shoveling and the sanding to give the cars the traction precaution that's needed. But again, we've been saying it all this time, and obviously I'm not listening because I'm up here. But if you don't need to be out on the roads right now, whether it's in the snow country, the rain country, or just on the highway, just simply stay home. I'll send it back to you.
All right, Joy, thanks so much. My goodness, windy out there as well for her. Visibility is not that great. And it's really coming down. All right, throughout this storm, our viewers have been sending us some pretty great photos and video.
That's right. Assignment editor Mike Rogers has been going through all of them at the desk for us. Mike, what are you seeing?
Yeah, hi guys. We've got some really cool ones to show you. People have been uploading to our website. We're putting them together. We're showing them to you. We've got a lot of people that are out riding their bikes at the lower elevations where it's not too difficult. So let's show you that video. This was sent to us from the Santa Clarita area. Look at that. A little snow hail mix on him there as he's riding over in Santa Clarita. Lower levels there, but that's pretty cool to see. We've also seen lots of hail. This next video is from Crenshaw. That was sent to us by Ernest Chamble today. So that's around that apartment building. You can see just how much hail is coming down. This is from Lancaster earlier this morning. We heard Joy talking about up in the high desert how there was some snow there as well. So those pictures are being sent to us. Now, you can send us your pictures too. Take a look. Here's how you do it. Just head to our website, kcalnews.com/share. Again, that's kcalnews.com/share. And you can upload your videos and pictures right there. We're going through them. As we come back out here to the desk, I've got my computer open right now looking at them. So if you send them, we'll take a look at them. We'll put them on TV for you guys.
Can't wait to see more. Can't wait to see more, Mike. Thank you so much. Our storm coverage continues online. Just go to kcalnews.com for a full 7-day forecast, interactive weather radar, and much more. You can also download our mobile app. Still ahead, 1 year ago today, Russia invaded Ukraine, starting a war that has killed thousands so far. A look back at how it began and where the conflict stands today. Today marks 1 year since Russia's unprovoked invasion of Ukraine. It's Europe's biggest and deadliest conflict since World War II.
Today, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky vowed his country would defeat Russia. Ukraine held a remembrance ceremony in tribute to all those killed since the invasion. Zelensky said the day the invasion started was the longest day of their lives. The UN Security Council held a moment of silence as well. World leaders pledged to continue their support of Ukraine, while the U.S. pledged $2 billion in weapons.
If Russia stops fighting and leaves Ukraine, the war ends. If Ukraine stops fighting, Ukraine ends.
Today, China called for a ceasefire. The U.S. has called China complicit. Meantime, police in Russia detained people for laying flowers at a monument in Moscow.
Well, back here at home, the Southern California Ukrainian Coalition unveiling a peace sculpture at the Ukrainian Culture Center in East Hollywood today. The 4-foot sculpture depicts a figure with a hand over her heart holding a dove and the Ukrainian flag. It's a smaller version of a 22-foot tall statue unveiled at Strawberry Fields in Liverpool, England, which will be moved to Ukraine when it's safe to do so.
Coming up here at 4, being careful while on the road. We asked an expert for some winter weather driving tips.
Stick around. We've got to look at your hour-by-hour futurecast, plus what you should expect over the next 7 days. That's coming up.
With the rain coming down all day and into the night, it's important to stay safe on our roads.
Here now are some winter car safety tips right from the experts. The best advice is very smart here. Stay home if you can, right? But if that option isn't available to you, there are steps that you can take before you head out on those wet roads. And that includes having a plan in place in case something happens.
Monitor the weather conditions. You do want to tell friends and family where you're going, the route you plan to take, your estimated time of arrival, so that if you encounter problems on the roadway, they'll know where to find you.
All right, AAA says to check tire inflation and tread. Remember, tire chains are needed if you're headed up to the mountains, and clear snow and ice from your vehicle. Make sure wiper blades are fresh and don't streak your windshield, and check to make sure your headlights, brake lights, and turn signals are all in good working order. Well, we're staying on top of the storm with next weather team coverage.
That's right. Meteorologists Markina Brown and Evelyn Taft standing by. Let's start with Markina.
Thank you. We are looking wet still, and we've got a ways to go with this storm. As you can see, we're talking snow, we're talking rain-snow mix in higher elevations, and we are talking moderate to heavy rain in lots of places going in. One of the moderate to heavy rainfall places, if you will, are right here as we look at just north of Irwindale along the 210 Glendora. I'm talking about you. The folks in San Dimas also seeing a good amount of rain come down. Arcadia, you are too, but the question now is how long will this rain stick around, right? Everybody wants to know. We're getting ready for the weekend. For that, we go to meteorologist Evelyn Taft for the answer. Ev.
Marquina, we're going to take you through your hour-by-hour forecast and, of course, have that 7-day forecast coming up in just a moment. But as we get a look at that futurecast, it's set for right now, and this is really similar to what we're seeing on radar. Now, we fast-forward the clock right around dinner time or so, a little after. We're still looking at very heavy rain coming through parts of LA County and Ventura County, and our mountains still blanketed in snow. Now, as we head into the early morning hours tomorrow, it's going to be a very active weather pattern. First thing in the morning, 1 a.m., just after midnight. Take a look at how heavy that rain gets. It moves through by 7:30 tomorrow morning, and we're looking at widespread showers. But this is when the snow levels start to drop, and most of our local mountains by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning blanketed in snow. By 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we're going to see a mix of rain and snow, but mostly snow. It's going to be more about the snow. And by 9 o'clock tomorrow night, the rain really lightening up for us, but we are looking at quite a bit of snow in our local mountains by tomorrow night. Now, we get a look at our extended forecast here. We are getting a little bit of a break by the time we head into Sunday. Expecting more rain Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, but just showers, not as heavy. Nothing compared to where we are right now. For the valleys, we're looking at partly cloudy conditions by Sunday, and then by Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, showers expected, chilly and showery. And then by Thursday and Friday, it is looking drier and warmer with 60s, and for the IE, 40s. The sun is back on Sunday. Just a quick little respite there before we bring the rain back Monday and Tuesday, even Wednesday. By Thursday and Friday, drier conditions and warmer conditions as we head toward next weekend. But still a ways to go. We're tracking it all. For now, Juan, Susie, back to you.
All right, Evan, Marquina, thank you so much. The severe weather also impacting sports here in the Southland. Tomorrow's MLS season opener between LAFC and the Galaxy at the Rose Bowl has been postponed.
Over 70,000 tickets have been sold for that game, but tickets will be honored when the game is replayed on July 4th. Well, one game that is still on, tonight's showdown between the Clippers and Kings.
Sports director Jim Hill is live from downtown with more now. Jim. After 20 years, Lord of the Rings is coming back to the big screen. Warner Brothers Discovery announced this week multiple new movies are in the works. A new Lord of the Rings film is currently in production and set 183 years before the first movie.
Wow. All right, before we go here, we want to leave you with one last look at our next weather radar. Remember, this storm will continue to be heavy into the night, so stay safe out there, everybody.
Absolutely.
A lot of green in there.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for watching KCAL News at 4. Our next newscast just moments away on KCAL News at 5 on CBS.
And we're always on KCALnews.com and streaming on CBS News Los Angeles. We hope to see you again tonight on KCAL News at 8, 9, and 10. We'll see you later.
Friday.